Hey folks, and welcome to another recorded video here at West Yorkshire Retro Gamer. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the 4 competitions that I'm involved in on a regular basis. Just to explain a little bit about it, what's involved, my different role in each of these competitions, my history with the competitions, and what my aims and ambitions are for the up and coming seasons, as all 4 of them, or certainly 3 of the 4 at least, are going to be starting their new seasons very, very soon. So let's start with the Old School Retro Gaming League. The tournament has started as of this week, actually. My official run will be done tomorrow. This is a brand new competition that has been created by my good friend Kevin Grant, who has had numerous streamer names in the past. Originally Scottish Retro Gamer, then Nadir Gaming, and now he calls himself We Are on the Spectrum. So season 1, just a pilot season, just to see how it goes. So there's just going to be 4 competitors, which is myself, Russell at the Wookie Dome, Eddie at Eddie GTV, and Kevin himself at We Are the Spectrum. The tournament is going to be judged by Lilith at Claws and Daggers, Trina at Awesome Opossum, and Ken at Sandblaster Gaming. So all 3 of those are going to be doing the judging for this competition. So this particular competition is one where it's really focusing on a very wide variety of different gaming systems. To give an example, week 1 is going to be a game called Shockwave that came out for the 3DO. I haven't got a clue what the 3DO is. I've played the game this week, I've given it some practice. It is not easy. Visually the game's very interesting because they actually got real actors and actresses to do like video clips within the game. And then the game itself, it kind of has a little bit of a Star Wars theme early on. Easier just for you to watch my live official run tomorrow. It'll be easier for you to get an idea of what it's about. So do catch my stream for that, which will be probably around 10 p.m. my time. So that's GMT, England time. What's up, KB? One of my cats there. She's very vocal. Waited 12 years for her to meow, and then all of a sudden she won't stop. Yeah, so Old School Retro League. This is it's going to be an interesting tournament, as I say. The variety in games consoles and gaming machines in this tournament is the biggest variety of any competition I've ever been involved in. Lots of stuff that I've never played before, so this is going to be really interesting. You've got 4 players who, it really is anyone on our day could beat anyone, dependent on the game and the console and the experience that we've got on those games. So should be really interesting. It's going to be an 8-week season, and the way it's going to be scored is 4 points for the best performance, down to 1 point for the worst, and obviously 3 and 2 in between. And obviously the player with the most points at the end of the season becomes Season 1 champion. So keep an eye out for my official runs for the Old School Retro Gaming League. The runs are going to be fortnightly, so it's still going to be a one week that you've got to practice the game and then do the official run. But it's going to be hit one, miss one, hit one, miss one. The reason being is that myself and Russell at the Wookie Dome have got all these competitions going on at once, and so Kevin was very kind to take all of that into account when creating this particular tournament. So, no, really appreciate that, and it'll make things a little bit easier because practicing these games is not easy, especially when you've never played them. So yeah, that's season 1 of the Old School Retro Gaming League. We're going to move down to the bottom right corner now, the Retro Gaming League. So this is different to the old school one. So the Retro Gaming League is going into its 7th season, and it's going to be starting in a week or two's time. Format this year is going to be a little different. So there's going to be less players, there's going to be a couple less weeks, going to be a couple of new consoles involved, and everyone gets to play everyone this time. So I think there has been some improvements made here compared to some previous seasons. I do still think they could do it as one whole division personally. Literally everyone is against everyone every single week. And then just organise organise a point system accordingly. I'm sure there'll be a way of doing it. But as I say, credit to Brian Rish at Classic and Current Gaming, RX Dude 22. He's the guy who's run this competition from day one. To get to 7 seasons is crazy. It does demonstrate the popularity of the competition, the fact that people do want to compete in it. I joined in week 2 of season 3. The reason I went in week 1 is because I wasn't even a streamer at that point. I literally saw High Score Wins, Ray Hendricks, practicing Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins for the Game Boy, and he said that he was doing it for competition, and the competition was, at the time, the Facebook Retro Gaming League, now just the Retro Gaming League because they've kind of expanded on different platforms, and that's what got me into streaming. So it all started with competition. This is why this kind of video that I'm doing now, it is very meaningful to me because I did start my streaming journey in competition. So it's quite a big thing for me. Highly competitive. Some of the best game players in the world that I've seen have competed in this competition before. The only person to go through a whole season unbeaten, the late great Matt Fallon, Inertia Addict Gaming. What a player he was. Sadly missed by many of us. Lovely guy, and what a game player. As I say, still holds the accolade of being the only unbeaten competitor for a full season in the Retro Gaming League. The only 2-time champion, Will Greenslade, Greenslade Gaming. Currently streams on YouTube. Do please check him out. Again, to win it once is quite something. To win it twice, well, that's some gameplay of that. Other top players who have played in it before. You've got Mitch at The Cartridge King. You've got Jake at Jake Rock. You've got Jeff at Space Coast Gaming. Brian himself at Classic and Current Gaming. He's Mr. Consistency as the commish. He I don't think he's finished lower than a semi-final pretty much every season. There's so many good ones. Aaron Ryan Gaming, bit of a giant killer. Seems to pull it out of the bag. He's got the accolade of being one of not very many people to have beaten the likes of The Cartridge King and also Dave at One Forsaken Gaming. made his debut last season and absolutely smashed it for the majority. But Aaron's been able to conquer both of them in one-on-one competition before, so you can't rule Aaron out. Yeah, just so many good streamers. I mean, when it comes to all these streamers, they tend to stream on either Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, or Kick. So do please check all. I'm only by the end of this video I've only mentioned a few, but do please check every single competitor out. If you go to the pages of all of these competitions, you'll likely see the names of all the streamers that compete. So do please check them all out because the support really is appreciated, and I'm sure I can speak for all of the other streamers how much the support means to us, because at the end of the day, without the support, there's no point of streaming. So yeah, season 7. I'm going to try my best to win. I try my best to win with every one of these seasons. My best so far has been the quarterfinals of the playoffs of the Retro Gaming League. I had quite a good season that season, but I want to do better. I want to try and win the thing. Never ever easy. The old school Retro Gaming League is not going to be easy. All three of my competitors there, they're all good players, and I've seen how good Kevin Grant can be on his day. I mean, if he wasn't so busy with his work, he'd probably do even better than he does, and that's he'd be up there. And Eddie G TV, bit of an unknown quantity. I mean, he's a lovely guy, great streamer, and yeah, I mean, he could be a dark horse here. Let's see how he does. I've not seen Eddie in competition before. Known him a little while now, and as I said, really enjoy his streams. But this is the first time I've seen him in competition. Russell's a bit like me. He's super competitive. Really gets into the swing of things. Really gets into the banter and everything. So, I mean, if you want to check out probably one of the most hilarious rage moments of any streamer, just go and check out some of Russell's streams. Like when Russell rages, it's hilarious. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. Very, very entertaining to watch. So but as I say, if Russell lands on a game that he's good at, then yeah, he gets right into it. And yeah, as I say, so many good players in that are going to be in the Retro Gaming League again. I mean, Captain Tendo Gaming, he's another. One player that won't be involved this time, he's had a lot of family commitments over the last year, is Antoine at Black Blade Mad Vampire. Again, another really, really good game player. You've got Noah at Road Dragoon. He defies his age. He's playing all these games that were made before he was born. And he still comes out with some good performances. You've got Warren at Punchy Gaming. You can never write him off. If Warren practiced, he'd be dangerous. But I'm dead serious with that as well. He'd be a really good player if he had the time to practice. Not saying he's not a good player, obviously, but if he practiced, he'd be right up there. Steve at Achievement Unlocked, formerly Roach type person, again another really good player. I mean, yeah, he'll be up there. He'll be up there. There's no doubt. Trying to think of the rest of them off the top of my head. I mean, there's just so many good players. This is the problem, you see, and you have to hope from your own individual point of view that when you play against somebody, that they are going to be on a game that they're not so good at. I mean, I've got to give a bit of a shout out for Rob at Retro Gaming for Life as well. He was the first ever streamer to come into my first ever stream. He's a bit of a Retro Gaming League veteran. Been in most of them. keeps coming back every season. Put him on a Mario game, he'll have a challenge. Does love his Mario, does Rob. But he does it solely for the enjoyment, does Rob. He's probably the least competitive player in the entire competition, but as I say, he does it for enjoyment, and you can't criticise that. Yeah, so and again, Ray at high score wins. Another very competitive player when he takes part. He's not taking part this time, but again, I've seen Ray, compete in his own competitions. He does his competitions for Brawlhalla and for Pac-Man, and he's very, very good at those. Very good. So yeah, just so many. I've met so many good players through the seasons of the Retro Gaming League, and I almost feel like a bit of a Retro Gaming League veteran myself now. Competed for the majority of season 3 and every season since. So it's good fun. I really enjoy the competitive edge of taking part in these contests. I really do. I've always been a very competitive by nature. So this really gets me going as far as streaming is concerned. There's two constants. One of them is the support from everyone that comes in, and the other one is getting involved in competitions. These are two of the big motivations for me, to keep going as a streamer. I love it. I really do. Moving on to Retropolis. Now this is due to start in about a month or two, as far as I'm aware. Now originally Retropolis was run by both Mitch at The Cartridge King and Tom at B Delay Gaming, and that's another great streamer, another pair of great streamers there. And I believe this season's just going to be run by Tom. Mitch has had a lot going on in his life over the last year or so, so I think he's taking a back seat this time. Could be wrong on that, but that's as far as I know. So Retropolis is going into season 3. Season 1 was a good season for me. I got into the playoffs. Season 2 was diabolical. You couldn't have had polar opposites any more clear than those two seasons. The games in season 2 were just horribly hard. I practiced every single one and failed miserably. The games in season 1 were definitely a little bit more balanced out, meaning that you had a bit more chance to get a good result on them. And again, some very good competitors. My name is Jeff. That's Jeff Fowler. Mr. Fable Gaming's Mr. Sir. Who else has competed in that one and done well? Captain Tendo's been in it again, as has Black Lemur Vampire as well. They've both been in there and been up there. Again, apologies if I miss anyone out regarding any of these competitions. As I say, it's so many streamers that have competed in these competitions that it's very hard to remember every single one of them. But yeah, again, some very high quality gaming competition. I mean, you've got Dan at Outcast Gaming is another one, and his best mate James Williamson, Shy Guy Classic. What a player he is! He's competed in both Retro Gaming League and Retropolis. I would expect James to be one of the favourites in both competitions this season coming. I mean, the thing with James is that he picks some of the hardest games I have ever seen. And I think that's because he can handle them and everyone else can't. But yeah, such a nice guy, but he punishes us with the games he chooses. He really does. Yeah, unreal, absolutely unreal. So yeah, when it comes to Retropolis, I'm hoping for a run of games which is a little bit kinder than what we got in season 2. Otherwise, I ain't making the playoffs there. I do feel a bit out of my depth in Metropolis. I think that because of the kind of games that they choose, it is some of the obscure ones, it is some of the harder games that you're going to come across. I'm not good enough. You know, my specialty is fighting and beat 'em up games. I can really get into those. When it comes to platformers and things like that, or puzzly, mazy type games, I'm just not. I'm not at it. And RPGs, forget it. You're not gonna get me into RPG. It's just one of those. But yeah, going into season 3 for Metropolis, so it is. Um, it is starting to gain some reputation now and to garner plenty of interest. Um, and then moving into my competition, the WYRG Knockout Cup, or WYRG League Cup. I need to change the title on that image there. So yeah, I got the idea of running a competition because I'd never done it. I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to get an idea and a flavour as to what Brian goes through when running the Retro Gaming League, as to what Tom goes through running Metropolis. And so the next season coming will be season 4 of the League Cup. It's been really well received. I couldn't really have asked for it to have been much better. Quite frankly, you know it has its moments. There's no doubt. It can be a rocky road sometimes when you're running a competition and you're dealing with a number of different players with different things going on in their lives, and people with different levels of commitment to it. You gotta juggle your way through it, and it's not easy. I've been very fortunate to have had some excellent help. You've got Chelsea, Blue Tundra Gaming, Jackie, Goth Gamer 89, Noah at Rogue Dragoon. You know, those three have really helped me. They've been my judging team, and you know we've uh, we've really kept on top of things, and I've learned a lot season on season. I've ended up having to be a little bit tougher because I was quite lenient in the first couple of seasons, and I think you know I'll hold my hands up. Season 3, had its moments, of which I'm definitely going to be ironing out for season 4. I'm going to be taking no crap for season 4. I can tell you that. If you're in it, you're in it to win it. You're in it to be competitive, and you're still in it to enjoy it and to have fun. That's the important thing. But you don't cross the boss. I'm always open for ideas because that's how you learn. You learn off other people. But in the words of Kyle from South Park, or Cartman even from South Park, you will respect my authority. So, yeah, season 4's, I'm probably going to do season 4 probably at the start of next year. With all this competition going on with the other 3, I think it would be safe to say that season 4 will be in 2024. And the way that I've done it in the past, or certainly in season 3, was that everyone goes against everyone every week with a point system. And because we had so many players this time, we even had some half points going in there, so that it didn't kind of stretch the gap out too big from top to bottom. And again, we've had some fantastic game players in there. You only have to look at the champions, of the first 3 seasons. Look, you've got Mitch at the Cartridge King who won season 1, and that was very much a knockout style. So it was, kind of a playoff style thing. When you were knocked out, you were knocked out. And it was, as you can see there, it was originally called the Knockout Cup. but because I've changed the format to more of a league rather than a cup, I'm calling it the League Cup going forward. So, yeah, Mitch destroyed everyone in season one. No one got close to him. It was a platformer season as well. It was really up his street. So, you know, there's some good players as well. Some good players in there, but they weren't touching Mitch that season. Season two, Matt Betts at Alderman season 2 champion, did really well. Season 2 would have been right up my alley because that was a fighting and beat 'em up game season, and I actually did an unofficial run at the same time that everyone was doing their official runs, and I ended up finishing either first or second. I can't remember exactly where I finished in the end of it, but I knew that type of season would have been really good for me. I don't compete in my own competition. I don't think it's the right thing to do personally. You either compete or you judge. You don't do both. That is my own personal opinion, and I know that other people out there who run their own competitions, some of them do that. That's entirely up to them. But for me personally, you do one or the other. That way there's less conflict of interest. And it's just easier to do as well, personally, I think. Season three was a bit of a mix because we allowed everyone to pick 3 games between them, and then I chose the one game out of those 3 that was going to be used going forward. So this worked out quite well, but as I say, I'm going to be choosing all the games for season 4. Because some of it got really complicated at times. I'm going to be simplifying the structure for season 4, and it's going to work a lot better, in my opinion. And proof will be in the pudding. When it all goes up. The season 3 champion, Jason Smith. He is the Crimson Phoenix, and yes, I mean some top performances. Really, really good. I mean, the battle between Jason, Mark, and Tom at Beadle, the battle between those 3 was fantastic in season 3. That was the highlight of season 3, the battle between those 3, because they pulled out their A game. They really did, and some great performances. There's been other streamers as well. There's been Ted at Raz's Retro Corner. There's been Gil at Mr. G's Game Lab. Chris at Tranquilla Syndicate. Mike at Mr. 63. Trina at Awesome Opossum. Oh, cracky. Aaron at Aaron Ryan Gaming. He took part in season 1. I mean, again, some really good people, really good streamers. And I'm sure the lineup for season 4 will be fantastic when we get into season 4 next year. So yeah, as I said, the key with all this is, I mean, firstly with the old school Retro Gaming League, the Retro Gaming League, and Retropolis, I'm going to be involved in them. I'm going to be in there as a player. I'm going to be in there because I want to win it. My aim is to win all 3. This coming season. So season 1 for old school, season 7 for Retro Gaming League, and season 3 for Retropolis. I want to win them. I'm not there to make up numbers. I never will be in a competition. I will never enter a competition just to be a number. I want to be there to win the damn thing. So you're going to see a very competitive side of me going forward with these. When it comes into my competition, the WYRG League Cup, it's going to be season 4. It's going to be starting next year. If you are interested in taking part next year, feel free. Just let me know. I'll try and get you in. But yeah, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for what is coming, because it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be competitive. There's going to be some real mean performances coming up. It's going to have to be. The only way that I can beat the quality of player that enters these competitions is for me to be better than him. And I know it sounds cliche, but these guys and girls are too good. So I need to be on my A game. Probably on my A-star game if I'm going to be the champion. But a lot of it is down to whichever game gets drawn. You know, if it's games that I'm good at, I feel like I'm challenge anybody. If it's games I'm not so good at or games I'm new at, potluck. You know, we'll find out. But we'll leave it at there, folks. Just as I said, just wanted to have a little talk about, you know, the competitive type of games and competitive type of contests that I'm involved in. Do please keep an eye out for all of these. Please support all of the streamers that are involved in these competitions. As I say, we really do all appreciate the support. Do please give a like on this video. Do please subscribe for more gaming and football content. And maybe some other things coming up in the future as well. If you take part in these competitions, let me know your thoughts on them. You know, let's see it in the comments down below. If you want to be involved in these competitions, you know, make your name heard. You know, let's see it. But in the meantime, folks, I'm going to call it there. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.